Hello YouTube, Thomas the Tank Engine Fan 43 here. Alright, I had to get this video out of the way. According to the video and the thumbnail, yes, this is no contest by any Thomas fans out there. The reason why I'm doing this is because I watched TheUnluckyTug's video of Big World, Big Adventures, plus the seasons after the movie. And it was a great video. He analyzed why that era sucks. Which, yeah, Thomas&Friends show has taken a nosedive many times, not just the BWBA era. And keep in mind, I'm 25 years old and I still like Thomas, but only in the era I belong. Before the new series with models, fully CGI with nitrogen, the Brenner era, and now at this era. And you know, I'm done with this show in general. In fact, that's what the video is. But I will still make video content for any Thomas YouTube subscribers, young and old, around the world. Anyways, about the video. TheUnluckyTug did make some legit good points, though there are some things that he missed, but I will talk about them. I'll put a timestamp in the description so people will know the order I talk about. So, let's start off with pre-Big World, Big Adventures. The merchandise is dropped. You know why? Because it's not the same as it was years ago. I miss the glory days of Wooden Railway, Take-Along/Take-and-Play, and Trackmaster. Heck, even the Ertl toys. Clearly people don't care for these variants of new Thomas toys anymore. Now to Journey Beyond Sodor. TheUnluckyTug said the special was originally going to be a series finale, which I'm not sure if it was going to be attended, but there are some continuity in Journey Beyond Sodor and Season 21. One is Rosie's livery color change. It was in the special, but it was introduced in the Fastest Red Engine on Sodor episode. And the ending had Edward in the shed, while the Season 21 finale, A Shed for Edward, he leaves Tidmouth Sheds to move with Philip at Wellsworth. So yeah, that's one continuity issue with that. Now with BWBA. I agree. It feels like the show is a total rebrand. I wouldn't say it's a reboot, even though I don't like using that term from a show or a movie, but it had to change. Similar to shows and movies where they totally rebrand it or reboot it. So, yeah, the franchise feels like a rebrand because of the elements of Nia Rebecca replacing Edward and Henry, Thomas as a narrator, and Thomas traveling the world. I knew it was gonna suck. Now, with the good stuff. I agree. With the bad stuff in the BWBA era, there's some 10% goodness in the show. And I want to give credit to Michael White because he's a Thomas fan. And I hope he does good in future seasons, minus the international episodes that no one cares. Speaking of bad stuff, I was gonna say, the international episodes are pointless. What is the point of Thomas traveling to each country while the episodes where Thomas is on Sodor? Talk about cockamamie stuff. Which, yeah, this article, thanks to TheUnluckyTug, I didn't know that article was legitimate when a little boy saying this line. Are you serious? First of all, Thomas has traveled everywhere on the island of Sodor in the past seasons and specials. Even Thomas in the special letter, he and his friends traveled to England, aka Big City. Second, why would Ian McHugh think it was a good idea for a little boy to say Thomas should go places and not go anywhere? Third, did they stole the whole Thomas wanted to see the world from both the Railway series and the show?
I'm tired of pushing coaches. I want to see the world.
Yeah. Well played, Mattel and Ian McHugh. You came up with that after reading those words from the great Wilbur Awdry. Plus, how many international characters are there? I don't know, because nobody cares about these international engines. Speaking of international engines, let's talk about Nia and Rebecca. I have no idea if anyone likes these two. To me, I don't, and nobody does. Why is it important for these two to replace Edward and Henry and give more room for females? It's probably for gender equality, that's why. Plus, we have Emily, and there's a good amount of female characters in this show. And TheUnluckyTug made legit good points about Rosie and Daisy and other female characters. And yes, why couldn't they bring back Molly? She hasn't appeared in The Great Discovery and didn't speak in Season 11. Thomas fans are begging to bring her back. Understandably, because she had little character development, and she got an only main role in her first introduction episode in Season 9. Now, if people would tell me if I'm anti-feminist towards these two, it's not because of that. They're not developed at all, and they are forced. I can understand Emily being the only female in the STEAM team prior to these two because the main 7 are males, and it was the only way to bring Emily into the Thomas franchise. Even though later when I do future reviews, I will do an Emily Duck debate. But regardless, Nia feels so diversity because of her country. And to Rebecca, she's even more bad than Nia. How did Rebecca got introduced out of nowhere and just moved to Tidmouth Sheds? And I agree with what TheUnluckyTug said. There's no build-up and no time span for her at all. Plus, she's a token happy-go-lucky engine and she has no flaws and no character development. So, yeah, I knew these two were gonna suck. Now with Edward and Henry, to me, when I heard they were going not to be the main characters, this was going downhill in the franchise. First of all, Edward and Henry had flaws, and they had character development. They've been in the Railway series book since book 1 alongside Gordon, and they were important in the show too. Heck, even episodes with them are great. Edward's exploit is one of my favorite episodes, and Edward never gives up. The Henry episodes are great too, like the sad story of Henry and the flying kipper. Plus, I can count Fish, but it's more of a duck episode than a Henry episode. But hey, that counts! I will always be a fan of these two no matter what. Second, yes, I understand that Edward hardly do anything. If you watch the episodes from seasons 4, 5, 6, and 7, you can see Edward, but not much screen time. In season 5, he had screen time. 4 first speaking roles and 8 episodes that he was in. Originally, he was going to be in Cranky Bugs as shown in concept art, but didn't make it to the final product of the episode. Plus, season 7, he had 1 speaking role, and it was a main role, Edward's brass band. And the other 3 episodes were cameos, making 4 in total. He was also absent in Thomas and the Magic Railroad because there was not enough screen time for him in the movie. And that's how Edward was written out of the STEAM team first. And Henry was a weird decision to get rid of him because he moved to Vickerstown. Third, not much screen time in the BWBA era for both of them. And that's sad. So, yeah, you can see why the movie and the BWBA era of the show sucks. And you can never bring back what classic Thomas was. I'll always have a place of the show in my heart. Anyways, the final one from TheUnluckyTug is how to fix the BWBA era in the movie. And I will admit, it was a good idea, dude, and you're written it perfectly. That's what Thomas fans want. Even though this CGI stuff is not made for me, and I move on to other things. I understand both the video and his own style. The only thing I have a concern is making the finale when Thomas returns home. Not a bad idea, but I'm thinking about making my own version of Thomas and Friends series finale. Now, people say, well, how would you do it, Mr. Thomas and Friends fan? Well, I can make the idea simple, but I have to make something planned of a fan description of how I can make a Thomas and Friends series finale. So in the future, I will do it and see if it worked well. I don't know if Thomas fans online has done ideas of making a series finale, but I'll make it soon. Man, that was a long video rambling about it, and kudos to TheUnluckyTug for making that video. And before I end the video, I'm working on a future video about how I, Jordan, got into Thomas the Tank Engine. The video will be coming sometime next year, and I will always be part of Classic Thomas in my childhood. So, yeah, I'll see you guys soon for more Thomas videos.